Streams of molten liquid flowed in fast rivers down the mountain slopes and covered a nearby town. The walls, streets, and gardens of their beloved Pompeii disappeared beneath a blanket of ash and stone. Dearest friends, I'd like to pretend I'm writing you a letter about our trip. A letter filled with quotes from books we read in the days and weeks surrounding our trip to Italy. I hope you enjoy this travel vlog, and let me know in the comments if you have been to Italy and if we visited any of these places in common. Walking the streets of Pompeii, I thought of how, for over 1,500 years, this city had lain buried, becoming almost a legend, and how much dirt had to be removed to bring this city to light. After a lifetime of regarding Pompeii as a place of intrigue, I am happy to report that it exceeded all my expectations. I am not sure what I expected, but I never dreamed I'd find such well-preserved sculpture and stonework, mosaic tiling, and fresco, all enveloped in the most delightful thing of all, fields of bright red poppies. The next morning, we headed up the slopes of Mount Vesuvius, hoping to get that gorgeous view of the Bay of Naples and peer into the center of the volcano. Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me. I just wanted to show you our amazing view of the Bay of Naples. Oh well. Hi everyone! Well, we just arrived in Rome and we've checked into our apartment in Rome, and it's super cute. It's also quite big. It's bigger than I expected, but when we were in Pompeii, we accidentally booked one room when we thought we were booking 2 rooms. So the 4 of us, my mom and my husband and I and my son, were all in one room. So it's really nice to be spread out. But anyway, I just wanted to check in with you. We just we climbed Mount Vesuvius and had that beautiful cloudy view. And I'm so proud of my mom for making it up there because she has bad knees. So she took it slow and easy and she made it, and it was so amazing. We couldn't see the view, but we could see the middle of the volcano, which I thought was just fascinating and so worth going up there for. So really enjoyed that. I'm going to quickly show you our place a little bit here, but I also wanted to show you what I've been reading for our time in Rome. And the first one is I have this illustrated version of Daisy Miller by Henry James. I'll talk more about that a bit later. And then the other one I wanted to show you is Paolo, Emperor of Rome by Mac Barnett, illustrated by Claire Keane. So there you go. It's super cute. It's such a good picture book if you're traveling to Rome, to show you all the spots in Rome. This is the book that we were reading about Pompeii, and it's beautiful. I photographed this as we were walking around Pompeii, and I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to show you around the place, and then I'm going to run out and grab some milk and orange juice and apple juice. Those are the kind of things that my son likes. And then I'm going to hopefully have a little time and I'll do an Instagram post. But tomorrow we are going to the Colosseum and the Roman Forum and Trevi Fountain and the Pantheon. I always wanted to say the other one, the Parthenon, and I always have to think about that for a minute. So the Pantheon, and so whatever other places around Rome that we can get to, and then the next day after that we're touring the Vatican, so we'll see the Sistine Chapel, and I'm really excited for that. So okay, let me show you the place. So here first of all is the kitchen, and here's our view, the window. I love how there are gardens on top of all the windows. And then here is the little eating area, super cute. And I had the doors closed so I wouldn't disturb my family while chatting. And then here's our living room and this cute little bathroom. All the bathrooms here have bidets as well. And this little writing desk. Let me walk you over here. It's a little sitting area where you first come in. And they provided us with umbrellas, which is just wonderful. And then here is the living room. Anyway, so I will see you guys in a couple of days, or maybe I'll check in tomorrow and let you know how we're doing. See you then. I've heard people say that the Colosseum is overrated, but I found it to be exactly what I expected, an impressive marvel of the ancient world. Even with all the centuries of scavenging, it completely amazed me, and the Colosseum remains one of my son's absolute favorites. Although, we were disappointed that it wasn't filled with cats, as one of our picture books led us to believe. After the Colosseum, we strolled the wisteria-filled gardens and pathways of the Roman Forum, my favorite place being the House of the Vestal Virgins, with statues, some headless, some not, representing the Virgins surrounded by walls adorned with roses of the most beautiful color of peach I've seen in a while. The early Roman spring had filled the air with bloom and perfume, and the rugged surface of the Palatine was muffled with tender verdure. Daisy was strolling along the top of one of those great mounds of ruin that are embanked with mossy marble and paved with monumental inscriptions. It seemed to him that Rome had never been so lovely as just then. We spent our afternoon roaming the city with no real direction in mind, coming across many a monument or fountain we had read about in books. Being in Rome is like being in an open-air art gallery. ancient sculpture, all of which have a mystery or a story of their own, greet you as you make your way through the vast art collections of the Vatican museums, headed towards the Sistine Chapel. I wish I could share the Sistine Chapel with you, but it was the only place we visited on a trip that did not allow photography. However, I experienced a wonderful surprise when I came upon the famous School of Athens by Raphael. His bed was made with satin sheets and piled high with goose-down pillows. The walls were covered with paintings by the old masters. Paolo studied the pictures and was impressed by their beauty. After 2 full days of exploring the sights of Rome, my mom and I ducked into a bookshop we came across while James and my son were grabbing pizza. I loved exploring the Italian versions of classics and even picked up an Italian picture book whose artwork I found very attractive. The next day, we picked up a rental car and headed to Florence, stopping in the gorgeous town of Siena on the way. I visited Italy as a college student, and of all the grand architectural wonders, it was the Siena Cathedral which kept its place in my memory. I love the black and white striped marble of the facade and interior, and in general, I think it's the colors the designers use that I'm partial to, the blues and oranges, and the flooring is stunning. It also boasts some of Michelangelo's early sculpture. It was pleasant, too, to fling wide the windows, pinching the fingers in unfamiliar fastenings, to lean out into sunshine with beautiful hills and trees and marble churches opposite, and close below the Arno, gurgling against the embankment of the road. Nothing ever happens to me, she reflected, as she entered the Piazza Signoria and looked nonchalantly at its marvels, now fairly familiar to her. The loggia showed as the triple entrance of a cave, wherein many a deity, shadowy but immortal, looked forth upon the arrivals and departures of mankind. It was the hour of unreality, The hour, that is, when unfamiliar things are real. A lunch in Piazza Signoria of Tuscan bread soup, or ribollita, as it's known in the region, separated our day between the David and the birth of Venus. Later in the Uffizi Gallery, I discovered a newly awakened love for the works of Botticelli, who, for some reason I had not considered much before, but now saw the delicate features and soft glow on the faces. I'm in love. Pinocchio turned and saw a large cricket climbing slowly up the wall. "Tell me, Cricket, who might you be?" "I'm the talking cricket, and I've lived in this room for more than 100 years. "Well, it's my room now," said the puppet, "and if you'd like to do me a big favor, leave right now and don't look back." "I won't leave this place," replied the cricket, "until I've told you a great truth." "Tell me, and make it quick." Woe to any little... In the late afternoon, we headed into the Tuscan hills, and while James busied himself putting out all manner of insects from a scorpion to daddy longlegs, I strolled the grounds and took in the beautiful view. Hey everyone! Well, we are now in Venice. We were in Florence for a couple of days, and then we stayed in this little farmhouse outside of Florence on the way to Venice in Tuscany in the hills. We had to kind of drive up the steep hill to get to it. It was really beautiful. And this morning we woke up to the sounds of woodpeckers calling, and it was so loud, it was so beautiful. And then last night we had a scorpion in our kitchen, which was awesome because it was just like in a scene from Under the Tuscan Sun, so I had to laugh. But anyway, so now we just arrived in Venice, and it's a quick stay. Unfortunately, today is a bit dreary. It's been raining quite a bit. At one stage, we were actually soaked through. And when we were leaving this morning from the farmhouse, getting in the car and getting all the luggage into the rental vehicle, we just got soaked. But anyway, so now we are in our place in Venice, and I love it. I'll give you a little tour. So let me spin this around and I will show you our place here. First of all, there's this lovely dining room. I don't know if you can see me there. By the way, did I tell you guys that I film everything on my cell phone? My goal is when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm wanting to get myself a proper camera. Anyway, so here is our bedroom. And I love all these amazing books. And they're all English too, which is really nice. But Wolf Hall, Hilary Mantel. Ooh, Agatha Christie. Sleeping Murder. I just read this one. Oh, nice. Oh, Susan Sontag. I just got her on photography book from the Folio Society. Oh, Rome. The Unquiet Soul. And let me just show you guys the view real quick. And then I will sign out. Not the greatest view, but we're very close to the canal. And I'm very happy with this room. I love looking at all the shutters of all the other places. Let me zoom in here real quick. Yeah, just a dreary day, but I thought this place was really cool because you can see me in the mirror. And I'm not gonna lie, it gave me a fright when I first saw it. Anyway, I just ate a little bit of a cracker because I was starving. So I'm going to make myself some tea, I think, and then do a little bit more of my reading of my book that I'm reading at the moment, which is A Room with a View. And then we'll be going to explore St. Mark's Square. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good day. The rain has paused for a bit. Hopefully it'll just not continue and just be a little overcast but not rainy. So let's keep fingers crossed. But anyway, we make the most of it, right? Venice is Venice, raining or not, so we'll just enjoy it. I will see you guys back in Maine, and I'll kind of show you everything that I've been reading and chat more about the trip. So I'll see you there. As we walked across the piazza, I stared at the Church of San Marco. My eyes could not get enough of the murals, made of millions of colorful stones, or the golden horses standing high above the entrance. When we had had enough of the wet and cold, we ducked into Café Florian, serving coffee, hot chocolate, and more since 1720. Our guidebook tells us that its beautiful old interior had barely altered in over 300 years, and Charles Dickens himself was a patron. Where is fancy bred? In the heart or in the head? Hi everyone! Well, I'm back in Maine and I hope you enjoyed my vlog of Italy. Italy was amazing. I know it was raining in Venice, but nonetheless, we still had such a great trip. I think my very, very favorite thing though was Pompeii and those poppies, and I really loved Rome. I've been to Florence before and I've been to Venice before, but I'd never been to Rome before, so it was completely new to me and I just really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed going with my mom and my son and my husband because none of them have been to Italy at all. So it was really great being there with them while they explored Italy. We went to Spain last year, and my son says he actually enjoyed Spain more than Italy. We just had a little bit of a less hectic trip when we went to Spain, and I think for next year I'm definitely going to plan something where we just kind of park ourselves in one spot and then just check out what's in the area from one spot because it was quite hectic at times, so, and a little bit wearying. Once we came home, I felt, wow, I guess I've probably felt a little bit like Frodo Baggins when he got back from his journey. It's like, wow, what do I do now? We're not going anywhere, we're just at home. I'm recording today from my bedroom because when we returned home, it was nighttime, and the next morning I opened up the blinds and there was this magnificent forsythia bush there, and it just was such a surprise, and it's really blooming well this year. Another thing I've been enjoying over the last week since I've been home was our daffodils are starting to bloom, and the tulips are not quite yet there, but they're getting there. Some of my red ones in the back, they tend to bloom earlier than the others. They're starting to open up. And Siberian squills out right now. And I miss the crocuses. The week we were gone is when all the crocuses were out. When I came back, my crocuses were already past their time. But yeah, it's just the world is opening up here in Maine and it's getting warmer. It's still sweater weather, but lots of blooms coming out. The way my daffodils are going, I should hopefully do a daffodil themed video next week. Speaking of that, so what I decided to do was to break this video up into 2 parts and show you all the books that we've been reading and chat about the books we've been reading next week, which will also be an April wrap-up because that's all we did in April was read books related to our trip to Italy. I just felt like if I did them this week, this video would just run way too long. So I'll be back next week with that video. And in the meantime, I hope that you have a lovely week ahead of you, and I'll see you next Saturday. And take care. Bye. April in Italy, lots of flowers, fewer crowds. really great time to visit otherwise. What do you think that is? Oh no, is the water rising? Wait a minute, where are we now? Okay, that's just water. We've taken a wrong turn. We've gone the wrong way. Oh.